The following is a Productions original series.
Hello and welcome to Walk and Roll Live. I'm Doug Vincent along with Addie Rich. Our podcast is dedicated to amplifying the voices of the disability community. I am a polio survivor, and Addie
has CP still.
as always, our first pause of the day. And then we have another guest today that was coming by to kind of check out the studio. Today is an old radio colleague, Scott Ward. How you doing?
Hello, I am doing quite well. Thank you so much for the invitation to be on the podcast.
So just in the outside chance that anybody that is listening that knows of your, antics on a local radio station. So
do we say the name or do we sidestep it?
I only out of, I don't want it in my mouth, but but that's all right.
Okay.
No, I had a wonderful, 24 years. And what did you end up with?
I was at 24-2. That must be the magic number.
That's when you get the golden ticket.
That's the magic marker.
When you get kicked out of the airplane. Yes, we both worked. I got to know Doug when we worked together at K-Frog Radio in the Inland Empire.
And so kind of catch us up. Oh, well, first of all, he was part of the morning show, Scott and Bo and then Scott and Tommy. And so catch us up. What have you been doing since you don't get up early in the morning?
Well, in 2019, I became a budget cut. And after that, not too long after that, I had what I felt was a really good and unique opportunity to go to work for San Bernardino County. And that was in a position with one of the elected officials. I worked for specifically the Board of Supervisors, 3rd District Supervisor, and Board Chair, Don Rowell. And I have a number of roles. I'm kind of a utility player. Mm-hmm. I'm communications director. I do some field representation when she can't be at an event. I will go.
Cool.
Yeah, I will show up and speak or present a certificate or whatever the occasion needs. I've gotten really good at smiling in pictures and eating lunch. So I do that, and I
all
also,
those years in radio kind of helped you with that, right?
I also do some constituent services. So when residents call our office and they're trying to find a solution for some sort of issue, we will try to get them an answer and connect them with the right resources. So
very nice.
Yeah.
So all kidding aside, do you feel like your radio career kind of helped prepare you for a lot of those things?
Definitely. That's one of the reasons why I felt it was kind of a unique opportunity for me, because this job allows me to use my existing skill set in a different way.
Yeah.
Just kind of apply it, especially with the appearances, the speaking, that sort of thing, and some other things that we learned along the way. We were kind of shoved into social media early on when it was when people were still saying, "What's a Facebook?" It was required for us to learn how to post. So some of those skills have come in handy for me, and I've learned a lot about the government side of life since then. So
so just adding to your knowledge base.
So
I
like it.
I think so.
I'm tagging in since I don't have a voice like either of you, but I worked for City of Atlanta for a number of years.
Oh, nice.
And so I worked for the city council.
Okay.
So I was the front desk. I was the person that, had the panic button and had to keep people out of the back.
Gosh.
But
wow.
I learned a lot of that stuff. Mm-hmm. I learned a lot of similar stuff to you because they talked to me first. You don't get to a constituent service person or the council member without talking to me first. So I feel like we have kindred spirits.
Probably do. And yes, sometimes you do have to kind of assess the need rather than just sending them straight to the boss, and it's sometimes it's something that we can handle and you don't have to go straight to the top.
Exactly.
And I imagine
poster childism helped me with that.
You kind of have to vet the validity of the issue as well.
Well, you want to hear people.
Yeah,
You
definitely. Yeah.
You definitely want to listen. And yeah, sometimes the need could be handled by another desk or another office. But yeah, we do our best to listen to everyone, to not just dismiss and say, and try to find you the resources. And despite the reputation of government workers around the world, we really do want to try to help. I can promise you, I can speak for my office and the other people that I see across San Bernardino County offices. They really do want to try to help people and help them figure it out. Sometimes there isn't a solution, but you want to take a look and try to help people understand and walk them through the process.
Was there anything you missed from your days in radio? And does this help kind of scratch that itch if there is?
Well, I'm still, I'll pull the curtain back a little more. My creative itch is still getting scratched in a couple of ways. I mix podcasts. I do a little bit of commercial voiceover production, although that's getting harder to come by.
Yeah, right.
That, and I record a radio show for a radio station in Kalispell, Montana.
Okay.
So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I still get to, I keep my toes in the water. But my government job with San Bernardino County affords me the opportunity to be a little creative too. I do Supervisor Rao's newsletter every couple of weeks that comes out. I keep social media and our website updated. So, I can have a little creative time doing that stuff.
Staying sharp.
Yeah, trying to.
Good.
I really do want to keep my skill set tuned up.
I get to see Scott at least once a year because I go to a veteran celebration dinner.
Yes.
And he's the MC. He does a great job at emceeing.
Thank you.
And now is that and I know you're a supporter of veterans, but what brings you there?
Do I get paid? Is that you want to ask me?
No, not yet. I'm just what brings you there? Is it your position with the county, or is it your relationship with our good friend Leslie, who's in marketing over there? All of the above?
There's multiple reasons. That particular event, I was first asked by our friend Leslie, who is kind of organizing. She's one of the organizers of that really nice veterans event every year. The Military Appreciation Dinner happens every April at the National Orange Show in San Bernardino County. If you're a veteran, please keep your eyes and ears open for that. It would be an honor to have you in the room. But yes, Leslie first asked me. Through working for Supervisor Rao and the chair of the board, that brings me a little bit of credibility since I'm, no longer big-time radio personality. So yeah, that role with Supervisor Rao, and she is a military wife, and so she is a big supporter of all things having to do with military and the veterans. So she approves, and I do want to find a way to say thanks to our vets. So it's multiple reasons.
Yeah, and if you are a vet, put that on your calendar. Come on by, no charge.
Yes,
great dinner, and we love on you like crazy. So come on by.
Doug might even give you a bro hug.
That's right. You got it.
Right.
There. And I guess time to turn to what we normally get together for.
The show?
Yeah, the show.
Okay.
But great talking to you and great catching up and all of that.
Definitely.
Usually we got to catch up on our own little current events. And I know you had a big week last week, Addie. So maybe kind of give us a little bit of an idea of what you went through. Or what you got to do.
Well,
I know that's
amazing.
Retract that.
I know. I was like, that sounds like I got tortured. No, I had the really lucky, amazing experience. My parent company sent me to Disability Inn in Dallas, Texas, which is super cool. It's a conference where, we went to Abilities Expo, and that's much more like vendors with little shows and different demonstrations and things. This is much more like corporations coming together to talk about accessibility and representation in the corporate world and how it can be done better, what's going well. Like, it was just amazing. Like, so many huge corporations having people talk about what's being done, having, forums on what should be done, what is missing, all those kind of things. Really, really, really cool. I went to one called The $1 Trillion Industry, and it was all about, like, basically how we talked, a year ago or so about, like, how much disposable income the disabled community has, and yet brands and businesses miss the mark in representing us and then wonder why we don't shop with them. Super cool, super interesting. Got a little hint at things that brands are catching on to and trying to do. Met amazing people, made some really good friends, had some good laughs. I didn't want to come home. I wanted to come home for my bed, but I didn't want to come home to get out of the group.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
So will you see them again at other events? This is kind of an ongoing thing, right?
I mean, they do it once a year, but some of the connections that I've made, like, they definitely know about other events and things that were then like, oh, you should fly to here and come to this with us or whatever. And Becky, who was on last week, Becky and I got to hang out, and Becky introduced me to another person that became a really good friend throughout. So Becky and the new friend Marissa, who works at Mercy Hospital as their disability coordinator and inclusion, we're talking about a girls' trip. So we're going to make it happen.
Very nice. And I know this was your first time sitting on a panel. How did that go?
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was honestly when you have that moment where, like, the reason you went is this moment. I did my little blurb and talked with my cohort, Amy, who also works for Sonopar. She works for Northeastern out of Boston. And so I was like the California cohort, and she was the Boston. But we each talked about caregiving and the importance of caregivers and stuff. And I took my story side of it from everything that, like, you and my parents and people around me did, so that they see the person that was sitting and speaking to them. And afterwards, I had a line of about 5 people that wanted to talk. But in particular was this young dad who came up. I was using my wheels. He bent down next to me, which startled me because most people don't do that, to be, like, even with you. And he was like, I just really wanted to talk to you for a second. I was like, okay. And he immediately starts to cry. And then I'm like, oh, why are you crying? Don't cry. It wasn't like that amazing. And he was like, my daughter's 2.5. She just got diagnosed with CP, and you made me realize she could have a life. And I was like, can I touch you? Can I hug you? So I hugged him, and he just continued to, like, cry and talk about his wife and, like, how they were scared and all these things. And I'm like, don't be scared. It's going to be fine. But it's fine to be scared. But you guys are good people, and the universe doesn't, pick the wrong people to raise good people. And we probably talked for 10 minutes, and then he had to go because he was going to get kicked out of the hotel because he hadn't checked out yet. But we exchanged information and things. And that moment was literally like the room went quiet and was like, this is exactly why you're here. Yes, all the professional connects are fine and good, and I look forward to talking to all of them. But to make that dad feel like it's going to be okay, that is my life mission. And that is the mission of the podcast, right? So, of course, later in my room I cried, but I didn't cry there, no.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, well, keep us up to date on him. And I'm sure this sounds like it's going to turn into a lifelong kind of thing. And you'll be a mentor for his daughter at some point. That would be awesome.
I hope so. I mean, I did exchange information and say, like, you and your wife are welcome to call me. Like, we can do a Zoom with your kid. Like, you know me, I'm pretty open. And I was like, hey, let's mentor her into being another me, because there won't be me always,
Yeah. And then she can pay it forward and show people how it's done. Yeah. Well, I don't know how to follow all that. My goodness. I guess in the last week.
How was your week?
Yeah, it was all right. We had a nice event out at the Veterans Village. We got, I wish I knew the name, but there was an organization that came out, and they're very fluent in many different services that help the veterans community. So they came out and set up a table, and then through Blue Bunny, we got ice cream. So we were giving all the residents ice cream along with their milk and eggs and everything else that we give away. Yeah, so it was,
fun.
It was a nice day. Yeah. And then I want to say thank you to SoCal Adaptive Sports, Mike and everybody over there. They put together a thing with the Angels and got like 100 tickets that they gave away to anybody that wanted them that is affiliated with SoCal Adaptive Sports. And we all went to the game yesterday, took a group picture, and actually saw an Angels win. You know, it was like, I saw a unicorn.
It's pretty rare.
and against one of the best teams in baseball, the Brewers. Yeah, we shut them out. So, yeah, good day. Good day when it was quite a bit cooler there in Anaheim than it was, where we live.
A little bit.
So that was nice. That was nice. All righty. Well, thank you guys. Thanks, Scott, for stopping by. And
My
we're
pleasure.
going to turn the corner here. We'll hear a word from Aguiar Professional Training, and then we've got Options for All with Leo Zuno coming up next.
At Aguiar Professional Training, we know that your greatest asset is your team. Investing in their development, knowledge, and happiness is essential for your business's success and growth. To achieve new heights, it's important to hire intelligent, talented individuals and empower them to excel in their areas of strength and passion. Aguiar is committed to transforming your employees into happier, more productive, and fulfilled individuals. When your team thrives, your business prospers. Wise leaders understand that providing team members with opportunities to shine in their strengths unlocks untapped potential. Elevate your team with Aguiar Professional Training and witness the growth of your business.
From the Aguiar Professional Training Studio, you're listening to Walk and Roll Live.
Don't put me on a pedestal, I'm not here to inspire. I've got my flaws, my highs, my lows, my own heart's fire. I laugh, I cry, I break, I mend just like anyone. I'm not your symbol of courage, I'm just me, done. I've got dreams that soar, fears that bind, moments of grace and times I'm blind. I'm not your hero or your saint, I'm real, I'm raw, no restraint. I'm more than your story, more than your view. I'm flawed and I'm brilliant, I'm kind and I'm cruel. I'll lift you up or let you down. I'm a fighter, a lover, a face in the crowd.
All right, let's get to our interview today on Walk and Roll Live. Today we have Leo. Let's let him introduce himself.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Leo Zuno. My actual name is Leonel, but a lot of people know me from Leo because it's easier.
Okay.
And I work for a company named Options for All. That is, the main office is located in San Bernardino, and we have Riverside and San Bernardino County. We cover all those counties, and also in Norco, all in the Silicon Valley, San Jose, that area. We also have an office there. Mm-hmm. And we just celebrated our 40-year anniversary.
That was going to be my next question.
Yes.
How long has this been around and what brought it to be?
Yes, we just celebrated our 40-year anniversary, and all started with a group of families in San Diego, where they were, fed up with not having the resources, not having anything for the kids after 80 years old. Yeah. So they started to create their own day program kind of thing. And from that kind of idea, then that's kind of Options for All was formed.
That's how a number of organizations like yours have Rolling Start, who I volunteer for, and Thesis was all parent driven, at the beginning, because there were no services. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it makes sense, right? Because there's a lot of support when you are in school and like all the things that are kind of provided up until that point, but it's not like the disability evaporates for a lot of people once you're 18. It's not like, cool, well, you're cured.
Yeah.
No. But it is a lot of like, okay, you're not going to be able to do this exactly like other people do it. So how do we help you do it in the way you can, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so what is exactly the population that you serve?
It's any adults with intellectual or developmental disabilities with different diagnoses. It could be autism, it could be cerebral palsy, it could be Down syndrome, just to name a few. Yeah. But they have to be 18 or over, and they have to be registered at the regional center because that's where we get a funding source.
Okay, cool. So you work in conjunction with the regional center.
Yeah, we're vendors from the regional center. Yes.
Makes sense. Okay.
So we were talking a little bit before we started to record about the families that you go out and visit, and get connected with them through schools and that kind of thing. And they're getting to that age where they're about to age out, and they didn't know even that the regional center exists. So how do you get that far through the educational system without that coming up? That's what I'm kind of wondering.
That's a good question. And oftentimes, I find out that it's the unserved communities, minorities that really don't get that information because of the language barrier, because of transportation issues, because of many different things. And it's kind of quite interesting because when I'm talking to them and I say, yeah, I have the best program for you, the right program for your son. And they're like, but how much is it? And I'm like, no, the regional center will pay for everything. I'm like, what is the regional center? And, I pause because I'm like, wow, let's go back. Let's go back and let's see how we can help you. And we have helped, I don't know the exact number, but we have helped a lot of individuals. Just recently, we helped a very smart individual that is diagnosed as autistic. We help him apply, and we kind of, walk him through all the process. We never do anything for them because they have to enter their own applications and all that. But I'm right there saying, this is what they
coaching
need.
them, right? You want them to be as independent as they can be. That's awesome.
So he just got accepted about 3 months ago. So I meet with him, and I was very excited because he has so much potential. Mm-hmm. When you see somebody and you see they're wanting to, eat the world. They wanted to do a lot of stuff. And it was so sad to hear from this individual that I met, about probably 2 years ago, that he said, no, every time I go to work, I get fired because I get anxious. And I have this problem that sometimes I steam and they don't like that. And so they fire me. And I'm like, my God, what about getting a coach? And then that's when we find out he didn't have those services and all that. I talked to the mom and all that. So we just help him to get all the information, the type of information, because that's another thing, get the information that's going to help you. Because if you don't provide the right information, you're going to get denied.
Yeah.
And that's why they're waiting. For some reason, the regional center, that's what they're waiting, to maybe, find something to deny. So we try to eliminate the chances for that to happen. So we just help him, and he got he got accepted, and now he belongs to one of our programs, supported employment. He got a job in Walmart. He got the job on his own, but was struggling. So we went and supported, and we're in the process right now of getting everything situated, because it's about two months or so that he got the approval.
So other people must see his potential too. He seems like he doesn't have any problem, finding and attaining the job. It's just making sure that he gets over those barriers so he can continue. Yes. Yeah. Andy. Sorry, Andy.
He portrays himself very smart in the conversations, very articulate, and he will easily get hired. But when there's these observations here and there, and then he was working for a company where the same customers made a complaint about something they didn't get in time, and so that kind of got him fired from that. But hopefully now that he works at this job with the support, he's able to kind of cope with those challenges that he has. Yeah.
Well, and especially with autism, there is some disconnect in reading social cues and different things like that, right? So even if we say just do it, you're not going to just do it. The social cue is missing, so you need the coach to be like, hey, if somebody's face looks like that, it's actually signaling that they need X, right? Because it's not read the same way, but a lot of people don't have patience for autism because they're just they're just being ignorant, or they're not being patient, or they don't. And it's not. We shouldn't have to tell people we'll just tell them you're autistic. Well, you shouldn't have to do that. We should give them tools, just like we give me a wheelchair, or a walker to do the things. This is a different kind of support. But if you've never heard of it, how do you know that you're missing it? But then when you get it, it's like the missing link. Right?
That's why we need to get more people in the workplace with, those kinds of disabilities. So it's more commonplace, and then people, because I'm imagining that those same people would probably have a little more grace if they knew, but they shouldn't have to be told. We would like to get them to the place where, it's just an option that you think about, Yeah.
Well, sometimes in my position also help a little bit with the hiring process. And you have to walk in when you're hiring a person with the mentality that not everybody communicates the same, not everybody learns the same, not everybody has all these abilities that you wanted to see. But if you, present the information in different ways, if you see that there's not a response, then present it in a different way. Maybe the learning style is different from what you're saying. Maybe it's visual, maybe it's auditory, maybe it's different, So it will be, we will have a better chances to help these individuals if we all have that mentality. But that's what we come in support. We work with the supervisors to kind of teach them how to work with them. And then at the same time, they're learning for the future people that come and are able to apply them themselves, but they don't have that type of support. Or maybe they don't qualify for the support of the regional center, but they already had the experience working with this individual and learning from the coach that there's other ways that they can work with it. And it will be, efficient, and it will be meeting their standards. So that's what I love about this job. Not only with individuals that you work, but also with a community at large. Sometimes you walk in this type of field that you're going to help these individuals to become better. But when you walked out or when you see it in a different perspective, they're teaching you something. They have taught me patience like you don't know. I was the most impatient person. And I'm still am with my family, to be honest with you. And they always complain, right? But they have taught me how to be patient. When I go in the community and I see somebody struggling with something, my mind goes immediately, something's going on. That it's not, this person is not able to cope. Maybe what's going on with the noise, with the lighting, whatever. Yeah. So I just approach and say, is everything okay? Do you need any help? Sometimes the response is positive, sometimes it's not, but at least you kind of put it out there. There's people that can help.
The helpers, yeah. How long have you been doing the job, Leo?
I've been doing this, working in this type of field for more than 25 years now. Wow.
I was going to say, and you strike me as this is a life work. So I was like, I'm pretty sure.
It's my passion, to be honest with you. And it all comes with like a personal experience. My brother has, we believe it's autism. He has never been diagnosed, but all the traits of his behaviors and his personality, from the experience that I got and from my conversations with neurologists, he has that. And the way we help him and the way I help him, because I'm involved in this, it's different now. And it's a different way of support him. Sometimes I'm not, the best brother for him, because I'm the one pushing in different ways for him to be as independent as possible. But it started there when I was a kid and I saw my mom going through all these problems, because he was kicked out of the classrooms because he was very anxious. He had like attention deficit disorder, and he was very hyperactive, and it was really different from the other kids. So, I saw my mom going to school and fighting with the school directors to keep him on school and all that. And when we were growing up, we see the difference when we try to use common sense with certain things. He's very smart with certain things, but then we didn't understand why this simple thing of sweeping the floor, it was so hard for him. But then if you get one of those model cars and put it apart, he's able to put it back together. You're like, how does that happen? But that's the way their brain kind of functions. So that's how I, kind of got my first connection with the field. And I decided when I have the opportunity, I saw kind of the joy that brought me of working with these individuals. And, whatever little thing you do with them, for them, it's a big change on their own personal life.
Yeah.
So that's why 25 years of starting with this. And if you ask me, I still love it.
Yeah, which is amazing. I can see that in you talking about it. And, like you say, with minority populations, I mean, no matter the population, disability is a difficult topic for many, but bring it to like minority populations, and it's even more different. My ex-husband was from Argentina, so I understand, you just don't talk about that.
Yeah.
No.
Leave it where it is.
As well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a taboo in family. Some families feel embarrassed or we don't want the rest of the family or the rest of the world to see my kid because he doesn't behave like anybody else. But they didn't have the knowledge that they were ABA therapies or some kind of therapies that will help and kind of able to cope with those challenges that they had. And that's when we kind of come in through the ground with DDS, that we go and help the people find those missing pieces of connection, of support, so that they can help their kids. And
Leo, I wanted to circle back a little bit just to clarify some things. There are services up until your age 22. Is that right?
No. It could be somebody can be like 70 and still be in our program. So that's what they wish. We actually have a couple of people that are seniors, but they still want to be active.
Right.
And later on, if you let me, I'm gonna share with you a couple of very amazing stories of people that they're ready to retire. Like, you don't need to come to program anymore. Maybe because of their age and the limitations you have, is safer for you to stay home. And they will be like, no.
But
I'll be like, this is my life.
I know there's there's kids that even if they're 18, that they can continue high school until with the special ed program 22. Until 22.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
22.
But
Yes.
as long as they've got their benefits through IRC before 18.
Yes. Exactly.
Right. Then it continues.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So all that I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And do you have day programs?
Say that again.
Do you have day programs?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have 4-day programs now that we offer. We have the regular, or I would say the most popular program after they graduate from high school, whether it's 18 or 22, is the community engagement program. And this program is good because, coming out of a very protected environment on school, sometimes their social skills are not up there in dealing with that community.
So they start out maybe not being great, and then they never get a chance to practice them, so they don't really advance, right? Yeah. Right.
It's and usually they go in large numbers of students out in school, so it kind of limits the staff to really work with them.
Yeah.
Right. If you're one teacher and one aide, and you got 16 kids, good luck.
Yes. In this program, we have 3 individuals with 1 coach, and we pair them with a balance of support, so that there is not all of them need the same type of support, because it will be overwhelming for the coach. We want to make sure that the experience going now and learning whatever is social skills, safety skills, or regular life skills, that it will be very efficient with the coach and the 3 individuals. So it's 3. We provide transportation, and it's Monday to Friday. What we do, and the individuals have the chance to practice very different life skills. How to make a purchase, how to count money if they don't have the skills. And it's kind of like a preparation for whatever other goals they have. Some individuals already have those skills, so they're referred to or another program that could be maybe one-on-one for very specific goals. Like, I want to go to college, for example. We do have a program that helps with that. some individuals come from high school saying, hey, I want to be an actor, I want to be a singer, I want to be a magician, I want to be all these kind of career choices that in the past people will pause and will say, how is that going to happen, right? If you
you
wanna,
can't get a job doing that, how are you going to live? Yeah,
I know. Yes, you have problems interacting with other people. How are you going to do a magic show for everybody, right? And that's when we come in, because our program is established so that we help people to make those dreams come true. It may not be that they're going to do a show in Vegas with being magicians, but we find a way for them to fulfill that. Whether it's different ways, and the same is for their employment. Sometimes we get requests when we say, well, where you want to work, what type of field, and they will say, well, I want to be an astronaut. And then we take a deep breath and I said, okay, let's dig into that. Because maybe for them, as being an astronaut means working on a place where they talk about the solar system, where they have books related to all the planets and all that. Maybe that's what they're saying. Or they have where they can wear some type of uniform similar to that. It's so different. So we have to really dig into investigate the reason why.
You're like, tell me what it is you like about that, and then you find an attainable job for them.
Exactly. And we expose them to different environments so that we can see their reaction and see what exactly they mean when they say, I want to be an astronaut. And then that's when we start.
And somebody's dream may not match the reality. Something they wanted to do. I want to be a vet or something. And you take them to the shelter and they're like, this is not for me.
Exactly.
Can go that way too.
That has happened to us too. So that's the community engagement program. It's very useful for those individuals that I kind of wanted to get their feet into what the real community life is. And we started to promote relationships with, the donut shop near their house, or the grocery store, or, the liquor store, whatever stores, whatever business around their house. We started to make those connections, even just to stop to the store and buy a bottle of water or whatever, right? We encourage the individuals to go and say, hey, my name is so, I live around here and I like to store whatever, right? To make that connection. And also, we also promote ways for them to move around. If they're capable to do public transportation, we might do that also. But we provide transportation regardless. But if somebody wants to do that, then we kind of connect with either other program or an agency that provides that very specific.
And the bus companies, I think they offer that training for people with disabilities to navigate that.
Yes, I believe Access do that. And there's another one that I don't remember the name, but we have had people that wanted to do that. And even though the family say no, because safety is always a big concern. I mean, for all of us, right? When we ride public transportation. But
have you heard of Butterfly? No. That's a new one that's coming on. I'll share it with you after we get on.
Please do so.
More, it's almost like a Uber model where it's A to B instead of a group ride. So I'll share that with you.
That will be good for those who have a job, because part of the regional center requirement for those in our program for supported employment, they have to provide their own transportation.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right.
And it looks different ways. Maybe the parents are providing transportation, or maybe they're using Uber, Lyft, or Access, or some of them public transportation also.
Yeah. So what are some other programs?
The other program is the one that I was mentioning, the Tailor Day Services, and this is like alternative program for those who don't want to be in a group setting. It's more one-on-one, it's individual, and it's only part-time. And it gives the participant or the client the flexibility to still do their life, but then have these hours of support in the areas that they want. It is very person-centered plan that is developed with the help of the family, the regional center, and the program, to find out exactly what the participant wants to do, and that's the areas that we provide the support for. It does. It promotes greater independence because they're one-on-one, but the coach will prompt them to go ahead and ask for an application, right? But the coach will stay behind, and he has to do, or she has to do, the whole task on their own, or asking for an application or asking direction on how to apply for the job, because we do that too. We do employment training and all the programs, and they can get help if they want to continue with post education, like going to college or going, eventually to university. Whatever, we can provide support for them. It looks a little different because now most of the college let the coach go in for privacy issues or confidentiality. So we had to stay outside, but we still communicate with the instructor if needed, in terms of to help the individual accomplish whatever assignments they got. And it's always with guidance. We never do anything for them. They have the option to volunteer also, if that's what they want. If they wanted to get a job in the future, they have the option to volunteer in whatever field, whatever industry they want, so they can gain that experience. And it's, like I say, very flexible scheduling. And there's a lot of social skills development in this one, because they go out in the community most of the time. Right. So they're able to interact with their own community and know what's around. Maybe they didn't even know if they want to be an actor. They didn't know there was an acting class within miles, with the, walking distance maybe from their house. So it's kind of that job of connecting them, whatever resources they have in their community. And for those who want this specific support, then that's when we provide, getting acting classes, getting singing classes, or going to college. And that's kind of this program. It's very specific to the unique needs and goals of the individual. And it's one-on-one. Go ahead.
It reminds me a lot of like Big Sisters, Big Brothers, but for people with disabilities, right? Mm-hmm. Like that you kind of have a mentorship and, a place to bounce things off of, and someone to kind of go, you got it, yeah. Because I mean, in some ways that's what Big Brothers, Big Sisters kind of does for people that don't have those mentors and support.
And then do you have space where they come into for some of the programs, in your office, or is it all out?
They're all community-based, but we do have an office. They usually only come whenever they need to see like a safety video of some sort, or they need to have their meetings. Or some of them say, hey, I want to go see, the director or the other managers, because, everybody kind of knows everybody. And we do that as more of a social activity. Yeah. But all the programs are, except for the film and media, that I'm going to talk about that, but they're all community-based. Yeah. They go out most of the days out in the community, and when they are inside is because they're doing some type of volunteer work, or they are at a library, or simply having lunch somewhere. But it's mainly out in the community doing different activities.
So any services for participants that are getting, to the fall and winter of their lives, so to speak, in their 60s, 70s, and don't want to go out into the community, but they might want to get, some socialization.
Yes. Yes, we do have. Yeah. Actually, we have individuals. We have an individual, and I was going to share that on the kind of success stories, but I'm going to share with you right now. We have an individual that, because of his age, he recently he felt in his home. And so everybody in his circle of support said, maybe you should kind of tone it down in the community involvement, just stay home, because you're getting older and it's going to be a lot of safety concerns. And he's like, no way, no way. I still want to do something. So it took some time to really find out what that would look like, because obviously going out too much into the community, walking and all do that was not possible. So we were able to find him a volunteer position at a library, where he will help with like history books and all kinds of different books that they have, but mainly the history section. And you see him happy now. And he's like, I can't believe I didn't know that I would like this type of job. And I'm sitting down, but I'm putting stuff away. I'm organizing this and all that for other people to help me to put that away. And, so he found another purpose after that, but it took for some of us to really see. Maybe I didn't say some of us because I didn't have much to do with it, but my colleagues, it took for them to see the whole picture, see things in a different way, not just see the barriers, because that's kind of sometimes, we're human, sometimes we see that first, but see the possibilities, right? And we have a motto here in our programs that we change the challenges into possibilities, and that was one of the examples of. Yep. So that's one of the examples that they did that. They were able to do that for this individual.
Thinking outside the box, right?
Exactly. And he's happy. But we do have several seniors. They're still part of our program. Obviously, we always take safety in consideration before making any decisions, and we want to make sure that everybody, it's okay. Yeah. But we push people to change their mentality, especially the support staff that they have. Sometimes families, we have to kind of walk them through the process of how that new lie or new position will look like.
Mm-hmm. So you touched on the film and media program. Give us a little bit more detail about that.
That's an amazing program. I love going to tour of that program because you see the individuals in that program and how this one is more like a classroom setting or a studio setting. Mm-hmm. There's different studios and different abilities are practiced on each of the studios. They promote like creativity there, because some of the participants walk into this program because it's cool, working with technology, working with cameras, lighting and all that. But they're not sure they're going to like it. And then they start loving it once they get exposed to all different things that they can do. And if they allow these participants to practice so many skills, one of them that I have observed is the teamwork. How most of the individuals in the spectrum, they really tend to isolate themselves. They really don't want to socialize. Yeah. So this program kind of not force them, but kind of encourage them to do that. You're working on a project, you have to make sure that the decoration of the set looks like we put them on the picture, remember? Yeah. So you are going to work with so-and-so to do that, and this is going to be your task. So they work together, they communicate with themselves and know that. And I like to see that, because I went and take, and I can invite you whenever you want to take a tour of that program. It's amazing to see how the participants.
And there's so many aspects to that. There's the writing and like you say, camera work and production and editing and directing. There's so many aspects.
And sometimes I think you have to.
You don't have to love it all to love one aspect of it. Go ahead, Eddie.
Well, and you have to hide it too, because you're not like, oh, you're going to go talk to Joe about blah, 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 right? Like they're like, oh, I don't talk to other people. But you're like, hey, I need you to work with your buddy because we need this shot. So it's a team goal. It's a skill that is being not expressed as a certain specific title. So they're more comfortable with that, It's funny. I was hanging out with a group of friends this weekend, and there's a few that are neurodivergent in there, right? Like, to where we're all kind of like sitting at the table and people start stimming and doing different things. And I thought, like, never in my life would this happen like 20 years ago. Also, because it's been so much more talked about and acknowledged that like there are slides on the spectrum of different things and stuff. I tend to be the observer sitting there, and I was like literally just watching the table and, one girl, like she has real hard time with eye contact. So once she starts talking, we all kind of just let her talk, even if she's looking at the table. She's talking to us, and different things like that. So
it is amazing because we, like you say, we don't put it in a way of like they feel like they have to do that. It's like, hey, we're all working on this project. It will be great if you can help so-and-so, or if you can go and show them what you did. Some of the individuals have the ability to write script. They ask them, could you want to write a story? And they don't know they're writing a script, but they're doing it. And then we have other individuals that you show them whatever this person wrote, and they edit it to make it fit for whatever project they're working on. And that's how the ideas kind of come aboard. They have produced a couple of, whenever you have a chance, if you go to the website, there's a couple examples there of the work that they have done on producing. And they work together with different big companies that have different platforms like Netflix. I think there's one called Pro Image, if I'm not mistaken, that they give them the opportunity they give them assignments to do. And so they come up with the assignments finished, and the reviews are very good. And, a lot of people come out with that program because it's only a temporary program. It's only it's by semester, and it's only 20 semesters. I think it's about 2 years. The program, they can only be on that because the waiting list is long. So we have to give everybody a chance.
One of your popular programs, huh?
Very popular.
It's a popular program, yeah.
I wouldn't be on that program if you asked me.
I know, right? You're like, well, I just live vicariously because it's super cool. And I think that's part of the cool thing I have learned about all these different people we talk to, too. It's like the human mind, if we made like a whole universe of it, nobody has the same two thoughts. And like people with autism and things are like so creative because they're not bogged down in all like the social nuances that we all are.
Yes.
They think up the coolest stuff, and you're like, okay, yeah, you can't figure out how to put your clothes in the washer, but you just solved something that like people have been trying to do for 10 years, and they don't see it as any big thing, but it's because they're using a different part of themselves, or they're not dealing with social graces. They're just going to say it,
a part of themselves that other people don't recognize sometimes, that may be very helpful in the workplace too.
For sure.
Yeah. And
for
then
those, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you have another program, S.A.N.E. project. So what is that?
That's the supported employment.
Okay.
Supported employment, that program helps the individuals. They already have previous training on how to, fill up the application, how to conduct themselves on an interview, practice different work skills, like, how to work as a team, how to follow directions from the manager, and all that. So when we find a job that the individual wants, name it, a Walmart, Target, or a restaurant, or an office, a doctor's office, or any type of job. Excuse me. Maybe I have to tone up my excitement.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, your body's like, hey, slow down, man, slow down.
Hey, slow down. So we find in the job, and then we provide support 100% of the time at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then as this person is learning the task, we start slowly fading out, according to the feedback that we get from the manager, from the coach, and for everybody involved, including the participant, obviously, where we all kind of feel comfortable fading up a little bit. And we have different jobs, different companies that work with us. I can share one that it kind of personally touched me because I knew this individual. We're going to call him Adrian for just the purpose of the end, but that's not his name. But, this individual had a really big issue socializing or interacting or having any type of relationship with anybody other than outside his home, and always being that person that you will find in a corner including in his house, playing his video games and all that. Very smart individual. But that was his thing. And when he decided that he wanted to have a job, we helped him find a job at a restaurant. And it was through the community engagement where we can find a group employment, because it could be a group or it could be an individual. So this one, to make everybody in this group feel comfortable that their friends were there too when they were going through the same thing they were going, we find a group employment at a restaurant. And we don't get to tell the manager, well, you should put that person in here, you should put that person in that, because they're not going to listen to you. They put whatever they needed, right? So they give him the position to be the host, to be in the front of the store. And obviously, I was supporting, I was part of the support in that group. We took a deep breath and I say, oh, Lord, there's a challenge coming. But, we all kind of put our minds together and we find a way to slowly helping him. And he managed to kind of go through win over all those challenges, and slowly was able to talk to the people. Now, people starting to know him by name because he was very friendly with them. Hey, how are you? And they started to have conversations, finding out that there's a lot in common with them. And he didn't know that there was people that like whatever he likes, right? So we were in the back kind of pushing him a little bit to do those type of interactions. And I can say right now that he's just celebrating his 8-year anniversary on the restaurant. Yeah. And amazing. He has got recognition for providing an outstanding customer service support. And the regular customers will come to the restaurant and say, hey, where's Adrian? He didn't come today. What happened? So people really kind of miss him when they go. And that's kind of the goal. Yeah. That's kind of the goal for us when we find them a job, to make sure that people know what they're capable and what a difference they can make in their job. Because now people come because they want to have to talk to Adrian. They want to have that conversation with this person. But that's what the supported employment do also. Yeah. It could look like a group or it could be individual. The group.
Leo, I bet you Adrian is experiencing that in other parts of his life.
Yes,
right? It's not just isolated.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
We get comments from the family say, I cannot believe now he comes out of his room. Like would do that only if we force him. But now on his own, he comes out of the room and shares his everyday experiences. I met this person. His name is so. He has a kid that loves the same video game I have. Or he has a kid that's into having one of those plastic pools on the back of the house. He was into that, and at some point, and he find very interesting that people still like that.
Yeah, that's great.
So then you make that connection, and that's what's really rewarding to hear the family say, hey, not only at work, we're seeing it right here. He wants to go out with us. Obviously, it has to be related to what he really likes. But he's now more willing to participate at home than before. And that's what it's all about, because we want to make sure that they translate or they transfer those skills to their personal life.
Yeah, for sure.
So they can become more independent. So that's the amazing thing that happens with this program, that they can do that. That's where I love my job.
Flourish, yeah.
Another question about coaching too. Yes. I know the goal is for them to be on their own and independent without the coach. But if there's an individual that still needs, maybe they've got them to less and less coaching, they're still going to be there if needed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Once we get to an individual be as independent as possible, the coach still comes maybe once a week and connects with him and the supervisor to make sure that everything's fine.
Yeah.
But we don't fade the coaching part 100%. No, we'll go maybe twice a week, maybe once a week, depending on what the participant feels comfortable. Because some of them say, I don't want my new friends here to know that I have a support person. No. If you want to come, just stay over there and don't talk to me.
No offense.
Like my uncle, my crazy uncle ordering pizza or something. I don't know. Yeah. But so if people are listening to this and they hear what we've had to say and they want this for their child or their family member, how do they go about it?
Okay, my phone number is 909-835-9214. 909-835-9214. Sorry, I don't know my numbers well.
You never have to call yourself. It's all right. That happens to me all the time.
That's
like,
right.
wait, what?
And then they can go to optionsforall.org and they have all kinds of information, and they can also go to referrals or ask for Leo Zuno, and they will contact me.
You'll take care of it. Good. In anticipation of this interview, I put it on our website, our resources page, so you can look for it under, I think I put it under neurodiverse help, that kind of thing. So, yeah, that'll help you out. You want to pose our last question?
Oh, me?
Addie? Yeah.
Sure. So obviously you were telling us in the beginning that this is close to your heart because of your brother and like him getting similar services that has made him grow into more who he is. And I have a sister as a person with a disability. So I would love to hear what your favorite thing about having somebody with a disability is in your life, or in a way that they may have, because there's a him, it's a better you.
Well, it's so many things, honestly. But I think the ability to kind of just stop for a second, because I have to present the information in a different way. And it kind of helps me in my personal life, because now my friends, the friends that know me from the past, and they see me, later or now, they're like, "Oh my God, you now talk different. Like you're still at work, but you never know. You nowadays you see people that have a disability, but you never know. But patience is one of the things also that he has taught me, that and don't give up, because I have to make sure that him and the individuals that I work with, they get help some way or another. And maybe like in my brother, sometimes it's hard for me to, get through him, because he see me like the authority figure, and sometimes he doesn't want to do anything to do with
the
me.
oppositional defiant. Like just because you said so, I'm not eating that. But if you leave, I will eat the whole thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So I have to first learn not to take it personal, because we're humans, right? And just kind of go around it and find other partners in crime that can go and present the information with their own way. And that has been successful. So, and that kind of helped me also in my personal life, Sometimes you're like, well, if he doesn't want to talk to me, I'll walk away and go,
Yeah.
that's his loss or her loss. But now I kind of just stop and say, maybe they're going through something. So maybe I can put it in a different way, or approach it in a different way. So, but it has taught me to just be more patient, and to communicate differently, and to kind of observe the people and see if they, they might need it for me to present the information in a different way.
Perspective. So he is the bearer of perspective and patience. 2 P's, I guess.
Yes. We're not built the same.
Exactly. And that's okay.
Yeah, and thank goodness.
That's okay. Yeah. And I always say, I might have a disability, or I might have something. We all have a little something, because that we do in our line that we don't know, but other people might notice. So we all part of everything. So, but I want to take a moment to really mention that I really admire what you guys do. I saw some of the episodes you got, and I was, blown my mind, all the information that you provide for this field, for this community. And, by watching this, it kind of teach me that, disability looks in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be in my field, the intellectual and all that. It's so many different ways to see it. And every person has their unique way of dealing with. And by you guys providing the voice and the resources and all that, I'm sure you're making such a big difference in their lives. So, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We make a lot of friends. We make a lot of new friends. I am spoiled to ride on Doug's coattails as the honorary daughter who gets to do it with him. But, you know, he had the foresight to start it.
Yes, it's been a great addition. A great addition.
Yes,
we appreciate her.
And that kind of allows you in this type of work to really meet people that you connect with.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I I have very few friends, and when I'm with them, sometimes when I'm talking about my work, they don't understand. But then when I meet other people and they understand, like, oh, cool.
Yes.
You're like, hi.
Someone weird like me.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, we made a new friend in Leo Zuno from Origins for All. And thank you for joining us here on Walk and Roll Live. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
Each week on Walk and Roll Live, we share honest and open stories of people living with a disability.
I was into aggressive rollerblading. I was skating half pipes, jumping stairs, grinding rails.
Okay.
And like, there's one moment where we're skating to like a fast food restaurant, and I was visually following my friends. I didn't have enough like distance or preview. There's a change in texture on an asphalt, and then horns are honking their horns. I had crossed the street on a red.
Join us weekly for another powerful episode. Walk and Roll Live, wherever you get your podcasts. Life limitless. Subscribe now.
From the Aghyar Professional Training Studio, you're listening to Walk and Roll Live.
Thank you to Leo Zuno and Options for all the great information. What do you think?
This was an awesome story, and it shows that like when somebody has a true passion for what they're doing, it's not a job. You can tell sitting with him, this is not a job. This is a life that he loves.
Yeah. It sounds like maybe his colleagues are having to tell him, time to go home now, Leo.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like this cleaning people are turning the lights off and he's not gone yet. And then they're like, hey, I got to lock up. Are you going to leave? Or, which is, oh, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, if you heard anything in there that might affect you or might help a loved one, they're on the website. Just go to the resource page and search Options for All, and you'll go right to it.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think that's the thing too. We're joking about him never leaving the office, but I think it never leaves his heart. So he does never leave the office,
yes,
right? Like,
absolutely.
It's just the building does not contain him and his skill set and his love for people. And I think that is the best kind of people to have in those positions.
Yes, in a nonprofit, those are the kinds of people you're looking for, and you kind of have to keep an eye on them because sometimes they'll go too far and it might harm themselves. Not like a physically harm, but they kind of overstep the bounds, just trying to do the right thing. And I love it. I'm here for it, as they say.
We're clapping. We're clapping.
Got to have some true believers.
Yes. Well, to that note, I've been kind of like searching the internet and trying to add more and more research stuff for us and resource stuff for us, and I'm trying to branch out into other areas. So I'm just going on like any kind of adaptive programs in Colorado or whatever, and seeing what comes up, because a lot of our stuff comes from Southern California. That's where we are. That's where we know people are, and that's where we know people. So that's great. But I'm trying to make this a little bit more either nationwide or even worldwide. I mean, we have people listen at different places, so we can't get it all in there, but we're trying to kind of branch out and make it. And if there's something that you know of that you go to and you have a program that you love, and wherever you are, Wisconsin, I don't care, let us know, and we'll put it up there so other people can find it. All righty.
For sure.
And next week, nobody move.
Next week, yeah.
He's looking.
Got to go to the phone. Internet's out here.
Cross-referencing.
Checking notes.
I may hit
the
this.
phone, literally.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the...
but I can tell...
Yeah, tell them.
Okay, go.
No, you go.
I was going to tell people what to do while you looked. which is like, subscribe, press all the buttons, do all the things.
Yes, here.
Help us.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost you a cent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a like and subscribe and share and give us a little comment, whatever it is. All right. Yeah. So next week we've got AB. Remember AB? He is the champion. Yeah, the champion bocce ball player. So they just had a regional tournament in Idaho something. So and that's kind of the precursor. And there's a bunch of people I know around here that are trying to get qualified for the Olympics, the Paralympics in 28. So we'll kind of keep an eye on their story and share those with you as they move forward. All righty. Scott, thank you for coming by and kind of adding some spice to our show.
Thank you for the invitation. This was really nice. I am so proud of you, Doug, for what you are doing. Not only just from the, keeping your own creative stuff going, but what you are doing for the disability community. I'm very, very proud of you, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It kind of started as just trying to give back to the organizations that helped me and my brother and my family when we were kids. And it's just kind of kept growing as I've done this. I've seen there are other needs and trying to connect people and talk about certain things and all of that. So it's just ongoing. I can't ever see myself stop doing it.
Yeah.
I kind of think sometimes,
yeah, you better not.
We're just going to end, but I don't see that. So I'll figure it out as I go along. All righty. Thank you. Thank you, Addie. Have a great week. Thank you for listening. From the Aguiar Professional Training Studios, this has been Walk and Roll Live. Disability Stories, Life Limitless.
Walk and Roll Live.